If One Direction turned evil, would we be able to stop them?
I'm Justin Green from Niles, Michigan. Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning!
This episode is brought to you by Smule, makers of the Songify application. And now it is time to announce the winner of the Smule Songify GMM Jingle contest. Congratulations to Mr. Cody Mulshine.
Every morning I get up, I can't wait to check my subscription box for GMM by Link and Rhett.
Congratulations, Cody. You win not one, but two mythical shoes and a $100 gift certificate to the iTunes store.
Thanks for joining us today. I don't know if we're on the cutting edge of all things trendy.
Nothing. We're not on the cutting edge of anything.
But I have heard of the band One Direction.
I have heard of them.
I know that it is a phenomenon and that we should discuss it here. So welcome fans of One Direction and people who have barely heard of them alike. All are welcome here.
Now, here's a little refresher. If you don't know who they are, this is a boy band from the UK. They are incredibly popular. They're becoming incredibly popular in the US and worldwide. They actually got their start on the X Factor. They all auditioned individually. They apparently, none of them could qualify as an individual. Simon Cowell said, you know what? These guys would be a very good super group. He created the group. They got third place in the X Factor.
They still didn't win.
Third place.
Third place.
And now they've had this social media campaign late last year, and they've released a few singles, and they're doing really well. I mean, one of their videos has like 100 million views on YouTube, and they're just blowing up. You know, young guys, teenagers, skinny jeans,
they were on
good hair,
Saturday Night Live,
SNL. It's just happening. It's a phenomenon. Watch out! One Direction's coming for you, boy band. They're gonna beat you.
Well, watch out is right.
The other boy bands.
Oh, but also, as you know, many boy bands turn evil.
It happens pretty much every time.
Yeah, so as I was thinking about this...
They start dressing in black, they dye their hair,
and they
eyeliner. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, maybe crimes, maybe underworld stuff, black market type things. Who knows? I mean, the seedy underside of boy bands is a dangerous thing, which would be a cool documentary.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't have a documentary.
Work on that immediately.
I have done some research on the Wikipedia and whatnot, because my question was, not when, but if One Direction turns evil. I'm not saying they're going to turn evil. Don't crawl on my back, Mr. Monkey, or whatever type of idiom you want to employ at this point. I'm just saying if they turned evil, would we be ready? We need to know the weaknesses of these 5 band members. Now, first of all, I don't know what it is about having 5 NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I even think going back to New Kids on the Block, there was like 5.
Really? I don't know about them.
But at least with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, it's a magical number of 5. And they each have different personas that they kind of put out there, which I'll kind of go through. And I say, oh, you know, he's the cute, playful one. He's the funny one. He's the one with the weak mustache. And so the girls, they like to be a fan of one. Oh, my favorite is Justin. My favorite is Joey. My favorite is Jordan.
So you're saying our problem is there's only 2 of us. If we could go back in time and add 3 other guys, we would be popular.
No, that's not what I was saying, but you've given me pause to think about.
We should add 3 like young guys. We need to get the average age of the band down to like 19, so we need like 3 toddlers.
We could do that.
Rhett and Link and 3 toddlers taking over the world.
It seems totally appropriate. It just sounds like a bad movie that would star Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
and 3 toddlers.
And Martin Lawrence.
Which is actually 1 toddler that they duplicate digitally.
It can be done.
That is a set of twins, so they don't get tired when you're working with them.
But just to reel you back in here, we're talking about, world domination by One Direction turned to evil is at stake. So we need to focus here. I'm going to go through these guys, and I'm going to start... I'm just going to go in alphabetical order and try to pinpoint some weaknesses that, if we need to, we can exploit. Niall, I think that's how you say his name, Horan, who's known as the cute little Irish one. First of all, he needs a little dental work, but his weakness is...
Is his weakness dental? He needs dental work?
No. His weakness is a fear of birds. He has ornithophobia since he was attacked by a pigeon while on the toilet as a child. I'm not making this up, people.
So in order to use birds against him, do we have to wait until he's using the bathroom?
Yeah, just wait till he goes into the porta-john before the concert.
So he has to actually be on the john in order for the birds to be effective. Take notes, people, because this could seriously happen. They turn evil. It happens. You can't just have birds and just go up to him. He's got to be on the john. What else do we have?
Zayn Malik, the quiet and mysterious one.
Uh-oh.
He smokes cigarettes. So if you want to say, hey, I got some cigarettes. You want to come over here into my trap?
Like use him like a lure?
Yeah, like, hey, on a like a fishing line. Or if you want to enter
just
in
run from him.
A foot race.
Just do something to him and then run from him and he's going to get winded. He can't catch up with you.
Yeah, that's good. Harry Styles, the charming one. His weakness, he likes older women.
Oh.
It's been well documented. He briefly dated English television presenter Caroline Flack, which caused widespread media controversy because of the 15-year age gap. She was 15 years older than him.
So he's got a thing for cougars.
Yeah, bring in the older ladies if you wanna get Harry Styles, the evil Harry Styles, to succumb.
Okay, a cougar army. Check.
Liam Payne, the sensible one.
Mm-hmm.
His weakness, he only has one functional kidney.
Oh.
You know, I'm not saying it's, you know, I'm not trying to put the guy down. I'm just saying if he turns evil, we might have to exploit the fact that he only has one functional kidney.
So you need to know which side that is so you can kidney punch him in the side with a kidney.
Or just flush him with fluids, you know, and he'll be debilitated.
He just can't take it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make fun of a guy. You know,
I'm not making fun. I'm just saying it.
Do you know what the One Direction fans are going to think about you now that you want to exploit the weaknesses? This is if he's evil.
If he's evil,
when he's
fans,
evil.
You know, I'm looking out for all of us. You know, you guys are going to be, you're going to be subject to their powers. Lewis Tomlinson, aka the funny one, he has no detectable weaknesses. I was not able to unearth any fact about this guy that could be translated into a weakness. The best thing I got, he does consider Michael Jackson, quote, a real inspiration, end quote.
Oh, that could be a weakness. We could, you could dress up like Michael because you look more. You could pass for Michael Jackson a little bit more than me. You're a little frailer.
Okay.
And
what?
Start dancing in front of him.
I could lure him
and lure him somewhere.
And I could have a cigarette in my hand. I could get two of them at once.
Two of them at once.
Yeah.
Well, then what? Then we unleash the birds. Because the one that likes Michael Jackson and the cigarettes doesn't like the birds.
I could lure him into a porta-john and then it could be full of birds.
Now, seriously, before we wrap this episode up, because that was, of course, that was all serious.
I cared about what I said, but I mean, what are you getting at?
I think the big question for a lot of people is are these guys legitimate? Okay?
Yeah.
You know, people are saying it's like Beatlemania all over again here in the U.S. You got these British guys, young, good-looking guys making music that all the young girls like. One of them's Irish. Okay, guys from the UK. And the girls are just fawning. Is it fawning? Is that what happens when the women fawn over them?
Falling all over themselves.
They faint. And they're so into this. I would say that, first of all, if the women are into it, there's legitimacy there.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. So if you got all these teenage girls going crazy over you, I think you can't deny the legitimacy of that. It is a phenomenon. There's nothing that can be said about that. But I think to compare these guys with the Beatles, while it's a great compliment to One Direction, it's kind of a disservice to the Beatles because we're talking about a songwriting duo that was innovative and genius. These guys are doing manufactured music that, sure, they may have had some sort of creative role in it, but if you look at the people who wrote the songs and produced the songs, this is a machine to entice young girls into this world of One Direction. You know what? It's incredibly effective, and just because you're a young girl that's into One Direction, there's nothing wrong with that. But this ain't the Beatles, baby. Let me tell you, this is not innovative music. This is reactionary music that's manufactured to get girls to go crazy.
They find out what they want and they give it to them.
And it works. It's the business.
So I would say that they're legitimate performers, but maybe not as legitimate of artists.
But time will tell, because what happens when you're a teenager and you're in one of these boy bands, time passes. You get a little bit older, you get a little bit of a pot belly, you start losing your hair, and then the question becomes, all right, you don't have your good looks anymore, the skinny jeans don't fit anymore, are you a legitimate artist?
I would disagree. I would say two words tell me that you can not only have performance legitimacy, but also move into artistic legitimacy. Justin Timberlake. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Justin Timberlake or a fan at all, but when he started releasing his solo albums, they were legitimate forms of artistry. I have to say that.
You have to? Or is he paying you to say that?
Yeah, we have an arrangement.
How come you didn't tell me about this? If you have a financial resource, you tell me about it. We share this. This is Rhett and Link, man. It's a duo.
But you do see what
I'm struggling.
Do you see? Are you still tracking with me? So, if there's one direction, these guys can go solo, or even as a band. I don't care. They can come into their own and build off of this frenzy and have continue to have legitimate careers that become seen as more legitimate artists.
Right. It's just time will tell kind of thing. They're totally legitimate right now because they're a phenomenon. Are they going to be legitimate long term? Well, time will tell. Let's see how we're going to end this up. Oh, that was a weak spin, Link.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of want to...
There's no energy in that spin.
I just kind of wanted to get to it.
Gibberish translator. I'll speak in gibberish and you tell the people what I'm seeing.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rhett. As you know, I've done a lot of research on One Direction lately, but I have something to admit. I am obsessed with the cute, funny one. And the one that needs a little bit of dental work. So if you're watching,
urged me.
Any members of One Direction, you have an open invitation to send me a letter and we'll start a PayPal correspondence. See you tomorrow.
Hey kid, would you like some drugs? The first one is free.
Want to check out my van? I got some candy.